Aloha, aloha friends. It's Regina Dunphy, your Power of Mind Law of Attraction life coach and intuitive mentor. I'm here live this afternoon to talk to you about the big media thing, the 15 in quarantine, which is the idea that you're stuck at home, you're not going to the gym, and you're eating that fridge out even though you're trying to keep that food, to last you a while. So I'll tell you a little bit about my story, and then I'll talk to you a little bit about a few ideas to help you stay in alignment and at the weight or goals that you have for your weight. First of all, let's see. I at one point in my life, I'm five. Just so you know, I'm just under 6 feet tall. I'm 5'11" and a half, or 3/4 or something of that nature. So I was, at my heaviest, I was about 350 pounds, 348, somewhere in there, at my highest weight. And now I'm down to around 213, 15, somewhere in there. And I lost all of that weight through Power of Mind. Absolutely. Had nothing to do with what I ate, my exercise, nothing. I totally shifted my mindset, and that caused my body to shift its weight. And that's why I teach the mind-bending, shape-shifting, taking the weight out of weight ideas. I also have some programs actually that I've been working on prior to this to launch here in the next couple weeks. That was already in the queue, so interesting, really. But this is a big deal, and it comes from our thinking and our believing about what we eat and what we're told. And part of getting to really know yourself and how you feel will help you decide if you're going to what kind of food experience you're going to have. And this is not an overnight mental shift. This is something you have to work on. And it's also why, even if everything was going the way it normally goes, if you don't change your internal behavior about what you think about yourself, others around you, the food you eat, how your body functions, you're never going to get it to come off and stay off or be the way that you want it to be. It really doesn't matter what program you're on, because it's not about the program you're on, the diet or the exercise program. It's about your internal program. You could eat everything that you think is supposed to be bad for you all day long and never gain a pound, and it wouldn't affect your health if you're in the right balance. You never have to make a choice if you can or can't have something to eat. It's more about, am I in alignment while I'm having this food experience? Now, some of this information is going to be very new for you, and it may cause you to think in your mind, you might have some questions about it or whatever, but the idea here is to just have a gentle idea about this and contemplate it for yourself. And really, everything that I'll ever say to you about anything that I teach is going to be something that you're going to see the effects of for yourself. It's actually, you're going to see the proof for yourself about what you're thinking and feeling. And once you understand vibration and energy, which is also how food is, vibration and energy, then you'll understand that it's not about what you're eating. It's about how you're feeling about what you're eating, how you're feeling about everything around you, and how you take care of yourself. So when you're home right now and you're feeling, there's a lot of anxiety, depression, just really not knowing what's going to happen, the unknown, we tend to want to soothe ourselves, and it tends to be food in one format or another, food or drinks. And really, we could go into all the other things too, alcohol, drugs, everything, sex, the whole thing, all of the addictive things that you can do. But the real thing is what we're going to talk about is the food, because we're so programmed that a moment on the lips, a lifetime on the hips, that's processed, it's not good for me. Just everything everything that we can consume, and some things that we shouldn't consume. But the bottom line is this, and I don't expect you to 100% like, oh, okay, Gina, right here, because we're just having a little time here, but this is just to get your thought process going at this point, and to know that you don't have to buy into the Quarantine 15, which is just because it's a cute name, doesn't mean we have to live it and become it. When you're allowing yourself to be calm and relaxed, then you're going to make the right decisions for you. And everybody at this point usually asks me, well, what do you eat? But it doesn't matter what I eat, because my beliefs about what I eat and how I eat have an understanding of energy and vibration. Your body was made to process and eliminate everything it doesn't need. And your body knows that we're not in old times when food was scarce. And even when food was scarce, you didn't really have to pack on the weight. It was just in winter time, a little more weight came on to keep you warm. It didn't have to do so much with actual food scarcity. It had more about keeping your body warm. And then in the summer months, it would just, settle out, and you'd trim up a little bit so that you could do more of the things that need to be happening in the summer months. So, we've got these tricky ideas. And if you really look back in the 80s, when the whole exercise diet food movement happened, that's when we all started to get fat. Prior to that, we were home cooking with lard and bacon, dozen eggs, a pound of bacon. I mean, all of it. And it wasn't affecting us. Now, I also get at this point a lot of times from people, well, there's fake food now, and there's GMOs and all of that. Honestly, none of that matters. What really matters is how you feel about it. And the thing is if you get in tune with your body and your mindset, when you go to the fridge or you go to the store, you're going to get what is appropriate for you. Now, Abraham Hicks has a really fun story about people saying, well, can I drink bleach? Well, if you're in alignment, you would never feel the need to drink bleach or to eat something that was considered bad for you, like really a toxic thing. I mean, like eating cement or something. So, there's a lot of little things that we have to unravel to understand this. But right now, the most important thing is when you're going to the fridge or the pantry or you're stashing the closet, because you got one of those, especially if you have kids, because I know my kids, I have to hide everything, and I feel bad, but I almost need a lock on my pantry. But when you go there, you're going to ask yourself, what kind of food experience am I going to have right now? Is this a food experience because I'm not feeling fulfilled and I'm trying to fill myself in a different way that I know? Or is this I really do enjoy, having this. I'm going to enjoy the eating of it. When you think something's bad and you go ahead and eat it, your body is going to not process it the way that it is really made to be processed. Okay? So if you want a piece of cake and you're like, I shouldn't have that cake, it's bad for me, it's gonna put on 5 pounds, I'm just looking at it. You're gonna put 5 pounds on just looking at it, because you're telling your body what's gonna happen. If you say, oh, I love that chocolate cake, it tastes so good to me, and I'm gonna have a lovely experience with it, you'll find you may only take a bite of it and feel okay. You don't need to have the rest of the cake. And even if you did have the rest of the cake, the idea is to just have an enjoyment of it, because your resistance against it, the badness of it, is actually what shuts down your body, puts it in a fight or flight mode, which means it's not being processed. If you're eating that piece of cake or that cookie or candy or that mac and cheese or whatever it is that you're having, if you can allow yourself to say, I'm having this food experience and I get to enjoy it, I'm allowed to, your body's going to be in more of the rest and restore state, so your body's going to be able to process that food. Now, God made these bodies perfect. We have to agree on that. The difference that happens from person to person is their belief system. I have a saying that I've come up with: do not believe the lie in your belief. If you look at lie, it's in belief, it's in belief, Don't believe the lie in your belief. The reason that that's important is because you believe it's bad for you, you make it bad for you. You have to agree. There are people out there. There are 98-year-old women that have been drinking Diet Coke and having a Snickers bar every day for the last 50 years. And they don't have a problem. And it's because of their mindset. And I'm not saying that you have to go out and have Diet Coke and Snickers. I'm just saying to you that to start to contemplate and understand that what you put in your mouth is only as bad as you want to make it be. And this is a big conversation. This isn't something, we can't put all of it in this little video right here in understanding. But some practical things, like I'm going to tell you just a couple practical things you could think about when you're having this, is what am I feeling right now? Is it safe to invite in a food experience right now? If you're feeling anxious or upset about what you're about to eat, it's not time for that food experience. Maybe you need to jog in place, do some stretches, do a little meditation, a little yoga, a little something else, and see if you can help yourself get into a different feeling. And you may not need to have that food right now. Sometimes having a warm cup of tea or coffee will soothe your body, soothe your soul, soothe you back into making decisions that feel good to you. Now, if you're somebody who's completely wants to be very organic, there's nothing wrong with any choices that you make, not one of them. Doesn't matter if you eat meat, don't eat meat, you eat candy, you don't eat candy. Everybody has their thing. So don't get stuck on what you're eating. What works best for you? How do you feel about it? A lot of my clients that I've talked to over the years, they're drinking kale shakes and things they don't like. And that's why the weight never comes off. Because they're doing all of the right things to make this happen for them, but it's not actually happening for them because they hate what they're putting in their mouth because it doesn't taste good. It's not what they want. So you can find, this is about getting really, really, really in touch with you and loving you and honoring you. And then you will make the right choices for you. And you know what? Like I've said, I've lost 137 pounds, somewhere in there. No diet, and not about exercise in the traditional way. Now, when I feel like going for a walk, I go for a walk. And I look at exercise as a different thing, an expression of energy. And you think food is considered energy. It's coming in to your body, and we're calling it the energy that moves the body. Do you know that there's something called a breatharian? This is a documented thing. They don't eat or drink at all. And you're like, what the hell do you mean, Regina? The thing is, they have a different belief system. They believe they get their energy from the sun and breath work, and they don't eat or drink. Now, I personally love eating and drinking, so I'm not going there. But as I've moved my thinking patterns and changed my perspective about food and exercise, and understanding that I will hold weight if I'm worrying or concerned about something that I just really don't need to be concerned about. There's so much that we're worrying about and concerned about all the time that we just really don't need to. We don't. I know I'm running super long here. This is the beginning of something I want to show and share with you all. And I'm going to weave that into my live videos. So just one other thing is when you bless your food, and I don't mean that praying over your food or blessing your food, what that really does for you is it lines you up with thankfulness and gratitude. And it literally changes the vibration of the food that you're serving. So when you eat that food that's been blessed and honored, and you're so thankful for it, you're just in a really happy place, and it allows your body to process it and do exactly what it needed to do, which was eliminate the waste, the part it doesn't need. And so just a couple little things here. I get kind of excited, and it's a lot of information, and I want to break it down into small areas for you so you can just start to contemplate it, see how it fits into your life, and how you can begin to come to that place of understanding that you really do create your life. And in fact, tomorrow I'm going to be talking about how to create your life from instead of reacting to everything that's going on. And that is another element. Everything I teach you is actually an element that will help you Shift your weight. That's why my program's called Mind Bending Shape Shifting, taking the weight out of weight, because the way you shift your mind and thinking process is exactly what is going to bring you to shift the weight into a hold. And the weight, those fat cells in there are just another expression of energy in your body. And as we wake that idea up and we start moving things around, it will just shift that right off. And it won't even be about the weight. It'll be how good you feel. I still would, maybe 40 pounds from my body, but I don't need it. I used to need it. I used to need to lose almost 200 pounds. I was so overwhelming. Now, most of you here are not in that category. But, I don't need to lose that other 40 pounds unless, I kind of want to, but it's mostly about putting the kind of clothes I want to wear and stuff, and not about my body, because I have learned to love this body. And that's another thing you can do for yourself. When you take a shower or put your lotion on, think, oh my gosh, I love my body. I love my skin. I love my feet. I love my hips. I love everything about me. I love my elbow skin. You got to get in there and be like, thank you. What would you do if you didn't have any elbow skin? My kids are always, they touch my elbow skin all the time and I hate it. But anyway, my point is, love it. Love your body. Love every bit of your body. And that will help you to come into alignment with that God source, that guidance on demand, that thing that helps you not drink bleach. Like I talked about before. Picking the right foods for you based on your belief system. So tomorrow I'm going to talk about creating your life and not reacting to it. These are all little nuggets. I just have thousands of nuggets of information, and sometimes my brain, if you could hear what's going on in here, trying to pick out the things that hopefully will be relevant for you right now. So anyways, I don't even know how long this has been a long one, I know, but thanks for hanging in with me. I so appreciate all of you. This is the best time to be alive, and even though there's a lot of crazy going on, everybody's coming together, all the love that's happening, all the caring that's happening, this is the awakening. This is the true awakening of our time. This is the Jesus moment. We're awakening right now, and the love for each other is what's coming through. So love yourself, be with yourself, understand when you have that cookie, am I having a wonderful food experience right now? If not, put it down. You can do it later. Go take a walk around the block or whatever, you hug your pet, your kid, whatever, if you still like them. I know we've been in it for a while. Just the love. So anyways, I'm rambling on. Lots of love and aloha to all of you. I hope I see you tomorrow. I'm going to attempt to do my lives out of 4 p.m. Mountain Time every day, just to try to keep everybody. I want to build this community to help each other remember these new thought perspectives that can take us into new places. I've also built a new YouTube channel, which is New Thought Perspective with Regina Dunphy. I'll be posting those links to my Facebook page in the next day or so that we can stay connected. Please always feel free to ask any questions. You can do it in private message or here. Sometimes I can't see it, though. I have to look all crazy into the camera. So anyways, much love to you, and I'll see you tomorrow at 4 o'clock, and we'll go on with some new thought perspectives that can help you shift your life into the ways that you desire for yourself. Aloha.